Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, talks of banning TikTok leading to negative opinions from SU students.
The importance of student association voting and how students can get involved.
And recapping Boost the Q's campaign led by Scott Hansen.
All that plus your weather and orange sports coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Paulina Shimanova. Thank you for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Jeremy Lynch. Here's a look at today's top story. In a hearing held earlier last week, a former employee of TikTok testified before a Senate panel raising concerns about the application's data privacy policies.
And what the situation now is there would be expected a possible TikTok ban.
Our news reporter Yoki Tang is live in studio to explain what are the specific reasons that TikTok will be banned in the United States. Yoki?
Thanks, Jeremy and Paulina. And good morning, everyone. Just 2 days after testimony, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tweeted that his chamber, quote, will be moving forward with legislation to protect Americans from the technological tentacles of the Chinese Communist parties. This figure is projected to increase by around 8% year over year, reaching 94 million users in 2022. And the US TikTok user will be over 100 million users in 2025. And nowadays, TikTok is sitting at the top of the social media, which is the average 28% among all social media users. And we also can see that the percentage of US-based TikTok users are divided by age. And we can see the TikTok user is in the US among the age between 10 to 30, including teenagers, college students, young people. Although TikTok CEO says the company's plan to keep US user data safe, concerns about TikTok's connection to China has may lead to a ban across the United States government devices in coming future. And we still do not know what is the final result of TikTok testimony, but that's what affects millions of the TikTok users in the United States.
I feel like the ban of TikTok is quite unnecessary and a violation of our First Amendment rights. Freedom of speech is really important, and I feel like the reasoning behind banning TikTok does not make any sense to me, and it's just not letting us express ourselves to our fullest.
I like a lot of career opportunities for different individuals, not even just people who like have an income from TikTok, but like sponsorships and brand deals and stuff like that. I feel like it takes away a lot.
I think overall the ban is just completely unnecessary. Like there's
TikTok definitely other things anyone. That need to be banned before TikTok.
Yeah. I honestly don't see why they want to ban it. I think it's a great app. I mean, people use it to spread awareness, and it's fun for me to look at it.
I spoke with student Nafisia Takara to hear her thoughts.
I use TikTok for a plethora of things, cooking videos, day in the lives. TikTok is also really good for career videos. So if you're looking into getting into a certain career, it's really good to like give you insight on that career. I'm also on Book Talk, so reading recommendations, dance videos, just so many things I use TikTok for.
Thank you, Yoki, for the update. How do you, Jeremy and Yoki, feel about this potential ban? Do you guys use TikTok at all?
Honestly, I use TikTok way more than I should. It's probably the app I use most on my phone, so if it gets banned, I'm going to be very disappointed.
What about you, Yoki?
I mean, people using TikTok for different purposes, like the marketing, promotion, business, and even the news talk. But however, I talked with the TikTok overseas operator last week, and what she said is the TikTok has its unique information system, and which is very independent from China.
Interesting. Well, now we have, I do not use TikTok myself, but another fan of the app is our very own Cheyenne Johnson. Continuing our team coverage, Cheyenne has more about what other students think about this potential ban.
As Yoki showed us, it is no secret that TikTok is one of the most influential social media platforms for young people. I asked students their feelings towards the banning of TikTok. Let's hear their thoughts.
I feel like the ban of TikTok is quite unnecessary and a violation of our First Amendment rights. Freedom of speech is really important, and I feel like the reasoning behind banning TikTok does not make any sense to me, and it's just not letting us express ourselves to our fullest.
Like a lot of career opportunities for different individuals, not even just people who like have an income from TikTok, but like sponsorships and brand deals and stuff like that. I feel like it takes away a lot.
I think overall the ban is just completely unnecessary. Like it's not.
There's
TikTok
definitely
isn't
other
hurting
things that
anyone.
need to be banned for TikTok.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see why they want to ban it. I think it's a great app. I mean, people use it to spread awareness, and it's fun for me to look at.
I spoke with student Nafisia Takara to hear her thoughts.
I use TikTok for a plethora of things, cooking videos, day in the lives. TikTok is also really good for career videos. So if you're looking into getting into a certain career, it's really good to like give you insight on that career. I'm also on Book Talk, so reading recommendations, dance videos, just so many things I use TikTok for.
Many students think the ban feel unnecessary, whether they are frequent users of the app or not. TikTok is likely to challenge any attempt to ban the app. The company was ultimately successful. As the case continues, we will keep you updated. Until next time, I'm Cheyenne Johnson.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Tragedy at the southern border earlier this morning after a fire at the migration center in Mexico killed 39 people.
The facility in Ciudad Juarez is one of the border cities which hosts migrants seeking refuge in the United States. The facility, known as the National Immigration Institute, says 29 other people were seriously injured from the fire. The cause of the fire is still unknown.
The on-campus housing room selection process for next year is now open to all students. Many students are fighting for a room in Watson Hall. Because there are only a limited number of dorms on main campus, many students will have to live 2 miles down the road on South Campus.
Be mindful going outside today as it will be a chilly day. It may be spring, but it sure doesn't feel like it. Our weather reporter, Mark Budd, is outside to give us the latest scoop. Mark?
Thanks, guys. While it is bright outside, it is chilly. It's not going to snow, but it's recommended to wear a jacket. The wind miles per hour is at 7 currently right now. Luckily, in the afternoon, it's supposed to pick up to 46 degrees, where people in central New York will be able to enjoy Mother Nature. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, we have the latest updates on the election for the next Student Association president. Stick with us. The city of Syracuse is proposing a crime reduction program that involves providing mental health services, job training, and possibly paying $100 stipend to violent people in the community. Mornings on the Hill reporter Matt Hassan has more details.
Deputy Mayor Sharon Owens argued for this proposal on the basis that it's worked in other cities. So I reached out to Richmond, California, who implemented a similar proposal back in 2010. Richmond, California Neighborhood Safety Director Sam Vaughn says his city has seen a 65 to 82% reduction in shootings that have led to injury or death since implementing this program. He's encouraged that Syracuse is thinking about doing something like this, but says it's a bit different than what Richmond did. Richmond's program asks at-risk youth what their problems are and provides them with resources to help them. But Vaughn thinks Syracuse is telling people what they need by narrowing down the resources to just mental health and job training.
You have to involve them in their success plan. Because who am I to tell you what success looks like? Who am I to tell you what would make your life better? I don't know your trauma. I don't know your experiences. I don't know how you think about the world. I don't know what religion you are. So if you're not the creator of your future, then we've made a wrong decision.
Vaughn also warned Syracuse that they need to be patient with this program and not give up too fast.
If you don't do it right, you can cause more harm than good. If you're not in it for the long haul, because this takes time to be effective. A lot of people try to put a Band-Aid on something that needs, internal surgery.
Yeah, I also spoke to the Syracuse Police Benevolent Association, which is an organization that represents Syracuse police officers, and they don't have a problem with providing resources for the community, but they did take issue with the proposal because of the principle of providing stipends to people who commit violent crimes. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Matt Hassan. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Matt. Students now have another way to get more involved on campus.
Our Isabel Flores joins us live in the newsroom to give us some tips on student voting. Isabel?
That's right. Student Association voting opened up yesterday at midnight, and the ballots are up and ready to be submitted. Walking around campus, you may think you're seeing double, but you're not alone. The University Student Association has opened up voting for students to cast their votes for the upcoming year, and they're making sure to spread the word. Student Association Board of Elections Chair Otto Sutton explains how important it is for the student community at SU to vote for change.
Really, the baseline is just that students take the opportunity to make their voice heard.
Sutton says the Student Association strives to make an impact on the campus community.
Student Association in the past has been responsible for free laundry in dorms, free menstrual products in the bathrooms. We're getting wellness days next year.
He also outlined some of the issues that candidates are currently looking into to improve campus life at SU, including sustainability and housing. Sutton says that the Student Association needs help from SU students through voting to explore what changes are wanted and needed by the university community.
These choices that students are about to make do make a critical difference in the student experience here.
There's an election guide and debate that occurred last week available to students who are wondering what candidate they want for office.
Voting takes like 2 minutes. It's not that hard. And it does impact your lives here. So I really hope students take that opportunity.
Students can vote by accessing the QR code on voting signs or just visiting sa.syr.edu/vote to choose their candidates in just a few minutes. Voting is available until this Friday at 11:59 p.m. Sustainability is a big issue on campus this year. Just yesterday, the university held a Zoom meeting announcing the new Climate Action Plan. They explored which buildings on campus use more energy to find out where to crack down on energy uses. Some of these buildings include the Life Science Complex, Newhouse 2 and 3, the Hero Geology Laboratory, Ernie Davis Hall, and some South Campus buildings like the Kennedy Ice Skating Pavilion and the Goldstein Student Center. Speaker Lydia Knox says the university also plans to communicate better with the campus community, saying, quote, "The big thing we learned was also communication and engagement. There's somewhat of a lack of awareness between students, faculty, and staff, so this is something that we definitely want to bolster and focus on going forward." Both the Student Association and the Climate Action Plan Committee want SU to eventually become carbon neutral. This may be a good way for students and faculty and staff to team up and reach common goals. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Isabel Flores. Jeremy and Paulina, back to you.
Thank you, Isabel. It's time to check your weather for today.
Mark Budd is in the studio with the full look at your full weather forecast.
Thanks, guys. Currently, it is 33 degrees and it is partly cloudy, but it feels like it's 27 degrees because of the wind being at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is at 87 degrees, and around noon, the temperature is expected to go up to 43 degrees. And by the evening, the weather should drop down to the mid-30s. For Wednesday's weather tomorrow, it is expected to be Sunday early on with the high of 54 degrees. As the day goes on, increasing clouds and thunderstorms are expected. The wind chill will be gusty with southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. There will be an 80% chance of rain, so have those umbrellas ready. On Thursday, in typical Syracuse fashion, it will be a very cold day. Starting at 6 a.m., the low will be 24 degrees. The weather will be partly sunny with a high near 37. To Friday we go, where it is expected to be a high of 49 degrees and an 80% chance of participation rain. Be wary of the rain and bring those umbrellas. Saturday, it will be a high of 63 degrees, but the rain will still not go away with a 70% chance of rain. By 11 p.m., the temperature is expected to drop to 34 degrees with a 50% chance of snowfall. That's all for the weather. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. Boost the Qs at Syracuse University is an annual day of giving, and it took place right here in the NCC News studios last week. Reporter Wanchi Zhang has more on how this year's Boost the Qs is special. Wanchi?
Yes, they're still collecting donations from Boost the Qs, which took place on campus for the 6th time. But this year, it was different, not only because this is the first time we have it in spring just before SU's birthday, but this is also the first time we have broadcast. The broadcast is designed to celebrate everything that is the best of SU. Having guests on the air and getting students to be involved in the broadcast is what people hope to see.
It was a massive broadcast. We did 16 hours of programming, starting at 8:44 in the morning, and every 44 on the hour, all the way up to 11:44 at night.
Both the Qs set some goals about fundraising, but the goal for broadcast is also worth considering.
But the broadcast was different because that was more of a tool to make people who watched it just feel good about Syracuse. And I think that goal was checked off a million times.
Lardy is also an alumni for SU. He has been working for the university for 5 years.
And doing this Boost the Cuse, and particularly doing this broadcast, is, I would say, probably the most proud of any work that I've done since being back as an employee at Syracuse University.
With spring approaches, more events at SU will be coming. Don't forget to check out your calendar. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Wan Shizhang.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, we give you the update on our Syracuse lacrosse teams.
Those sports stories and more right after this.
Good morning, I'm Cyril Correa with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. We had a packed weekend of men's and women's lacrosse. Let's start off with the men's team. They battled it out against Hobart this past Saturday. Hobart and Syracuse is one of the most historic rivalries in college lacrosse, with the teams first facing off against each other in 1916. The winner of the two teams wins the Kraus-Simmons Trophy. Both teams were in desperate need of a win, as coming into this game, as Syracuse was 5-4, and coming into this contest, Hobart was 4-3. Syracuse was down 2-0 to start off the game, but the freshman Joey Spallina goes behind his back to get Syracuse up on the board, and this was a monumental goal for our very own Cole Kurse, as he had his 67th goal in his career 100 point. The BDJ kids loved that. Syracuse went on a 7-0 run after being down 2-0. Hobart scored 2 goals, but it didn't matter. Syracuse was up 9-4 going into the half. And in the second half, Syracuse continued their dominance. They went on a 9-3 run to end the game 18-7. Just an all-around dominant win for Syracuse, as they had 10 players score a goal. They led in almost every major category, whether it was shots on goals, saves, or clears. Head coach Gary Gates said this game was a good confidence builder, and now they need to take that confidence for the rest of the remaining games.
You know, that's what we're focused on now is you know, every team we play has been ranked ahead of us, and now it's time to go hunting and come up with a few upsets and try and give ourselves a chance for the tournaments.
The men's team will face off against Notre Dame this Saturday at the JMA Wireless Dome. Draw-off is at 2 p.m. Now, let's talk about the women's team. This women's team has been dominant all season long, being undefeated and being the #1 team in the nation. They were 10-0 heading into their match against Louisville and continued their dominance to be 11-0. Syracuse dominated Louisville from the start. It was the Tyrell sisters to start this one off. They had a goal 50 seconds into the game by Emma Tyrell. She had 4 goals in this one. Then her sister Megan, right after her, scores a goal to make it 2-0. Syracuse was up 12-2 after the half, and even though in the second half they didn't score as many goals, they won pretty handily, winning 17-5. It was an all-around team effort, as they had 10 players score a goal and had 4 players score multiple goals. Now Syracuse will face off against Cornell tonight at 6 p.m. to continue their undefeated streak. Now let's head over to football. Spring football is underway in the Qs. Some notable Orangemen showed their talents in front of professional scouts last week. Our Cole Kurse is live this morning with more on the Pro Day. Cole?
31 of 32 NFL teams came to Syracuse University's Ensley Athletic Complex last week for Pro Day. One athlete took full advantage of this opportunity.
Team has had this season. Chambers is blasted by Michael Jones.
Captain, leader, linebacker. Those are just some of the characteristics describing Syracuse football senior Michael Jones. Declined an invite to the NFL Combine did not stop Jones from the once-in-a-lifetime experience of displaying his talents in front of NFL coaches.
It's a blessing. Everything I could wish for and hope for. It's a blessing.
The 3-time All-ACC linebacker has been a force for the Cuse since the time he stepped foot on campus. His hard hits and playmaking ability is part of what makes him an elite football player. It's the off-the-field attributes and unseens he hopes to carry over as a professional athlete.
Definitely leadership, locker room presence, just being a good teammate, a good guy on the facilities, things like that, making an immediate impact.
The psychology major understands what it takes to succeed at the next level. It's not so much about the outcome, but the details and the team.
You can't try to cheat the process. You got to go through all the hardships and all the things together. You got to have a good locker room. You got to trust each other. You got to be brothers.
The NFL draft will take place Thursday, April 27th in the plaza outside of Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri. It will be then if the Orange linebacker's name will be called. In Mikel Jones's 4-year career with the Orange, he's made over 300 tackles, forced 4 fumbles, and intercepted the quarterback 4 times. He's one of 6 Orange players who declared for the NFL draft, and we will see on April 27th if his dream will become reality. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Cole Kirst.
Thanks, Cole. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, we will have the latest on the biggest names in the music industry.
Stay with us. Your entertainment report is just ahead.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. I'm Carson Fowler with all the latest in entertainment. Well, if you're a fan of Taylor Swift and her new album Midnights, you're in the right spot. Yesterday at the 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards in Los Angeles, T-Swizzle took home 5 trophies, including Song of the Year and Best Pop Album. Swift's song Anti-Hero edged out Harry Styles, as it was Jack Harlow's First Class, among others, for the award. Some other notable award winners: Harry Styles was awarded Artist of the Year. Imagine Dragons took home Best Duo/Group of the Year. And coming to Syracuse in April, the Red Hot Chili Peppers won Alternative Artist of the Year. And well, I'm certainly not in a white room. I might as well be. English rock star Eric Clapton announced his 2023 fall tour dates and destinations yesterday. However, for fans of the musician in central New York, you'll have to make a bit of a road trip if you want to see him. Clapton will play just 5 concerts in North America, including a performance at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh on September 8th and a concert at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. That will be on September 10th. And it's official, The Weeknd is the most popular artist in the world. According to the Guinness World Records, the singer and songwriter is statistically the most popular musician on the planet. Now, I'm not quite sure how that measure is actually tracked, but with almost 113 million monthly listeners on Spotify, it's no surprise he's definitely in the conversation. Well, that's all I have in entertainment. Back to Polina and Jeremy.
Thank you, Carson. That is going to do it for us this Tuesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Polina Shimanova. Follow us on social media.
And I'm Jeremy Lynch. Thank you for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.